Hello. Today I'm back with another talking video. Today I want to talk about one of the culture shock which I have experienced, which is raising a kid in Deutschland. It's totally different from where I come from, and most of the things I was like, oh wow. And one thing I've realized in Deutschland, most people introduce their kid as early as possible to a routine, and meaning that sleeping routine mostly, or eating routine, something as the kid get older, the more you introduce the routine changes, but it's something you stick to it. And that's one of the things that we also did with our little one, and I'm so glad we did that, because with this sleeping routine, or just having a routine in general, helps navigating the day and having structure just in her life. So remember when we went back home, I will try to stick to the routine, make sure that we eat at a certain time, dinner mostly, and then also taking a shower, and just before the time for her to go to bed reaches, we have already done all that's supposed to be done. And I was so shocked when my cousin and my family member got home. Even my mom was noticed that she has a routine. They were always like praising her. What? She goes to bed at a certain time, you bring her at a certain time, then she go to sleep. It's like, yeah, she does. And maybe because that we started it earlier, as early as possible. That's why she got used to it. Because for us, we eat normally at around 6 and 7 o'clock. That's our dinner. And after that, we start to go into this routine of going, take a shower. After taking a shower, watch a small, I don't know, small, how do you call it, small cartoon programs, kids program maybe for 15 minutes. After that, then go to bed, read for her bedtime story, or even let her read. Now she can read herself. Let her read for 15 minutes, and then go inside and switch off the light and let her sleep. And sleeping means it's gonna sleep a little bit longer, which is so good. When she wakes up early in the morning, she's so fresh. She want to wake up and go to school and all those things. I'm so glad that I have introduced that, and up to now we still stick to that. And yeah, it goes well. It's not only me, it's one of the things that I came to realize, that is so common in Deutschland, because even those kids have friends, and the people that I know, they are doing the same things, and I like that. I like really that. And also one of the things is teaching the kid to be independent as early as possible. Being independent as early as possible means letting the kid do things her way, or try things without you being scared. She's gonna fall down, or she's not gonna do it. Just let the kid do. And it's one of the things that I notice more at the playground. You see parents at the playground standing next to the kid trying to climb or going down the slide and all those things. Just the kid fall down, the parent will be like, oh, stand up and try it again, and this time try it carefully. I know where it come from. They'll be like, they will be shouting at you, be careful, something like that, to make you really scared that you don't even want to try. But if you give the kid these steps, just let her know that she's gonna climb, but she have to be careful. If she fell down, instead of shouting at her that she fall down, just keep her, motivate her that it's not that big deal, as long as the kid did not hurt herself. Motivate her to stand up and try it again with more careful that time. That's really one of the things that I think is the kid need to do that. Even in the supermarket, and more often you go in the supermarket, you have this shopping cart for kids. The kid will take this shopping cart and they take things together with their parents, shopping together. Those are kind of teaching the kid to be independent as early as possible. I remember one of the friend was saying, in Deutschland, people, they teach their kids to be independent even when they are still not born. And yeah, I really like this. it, because who needs a kid to be all the time? You don't want your kid to, you don't want to do things for your kid all the time. Let your kid try things, even the little things as setting the table before dinner, even removing the dishes from the dishwasher, or helping, those little things. That's how they learn to do things on their own. I remember one time we were in Namibia and I was inside the room in the sleeping bedroom, and the little one wanted bread, and I was like, go in the kitchen, my mom is there, which is Oma. Then I said, go to Oma and ask her to give you a slice of bread and a plate, and then you can take the knife, table knife, so that you can take the butter, peanut butter. She wanted to eat bread with peanut butter, and take the peanut butter and spread it yourself on the bread. And then she went and Oma gave her everything, and then Mom wanted to help her. Then she said, no, I'm going to do it myself. When I came out, my mom was like, wow, your daughter don't want me to help her. I offered her to spread the peanut butter on her bread, and she said she don't want to do it. That time when she was 5 years old, and I was like, yeah, she's used to do those things herself. The only thing you can do for her is just give her the things that she wants, and the rest she can do it herself. She was so impressed, and then I explained to Mom how kids are being taught here to be independent at the early age. She was like, wow, that's really good idea to raise a kid. And I was like, yeah, it is good. I also know one of a family member who told me that she was taking a kid at a kindergarten and picking the kid from the kindergarten and came home, helped to feed the kid. Mind you, this kid is a 5-year-old. This is happening back at home in Namibia. I was like, what? I did not say much about it. That's when I said to say, okay, yeah, there it's normal. The kid have to be fed. A kid have to be. It's like they don't let you explore things. They want you to do everything for you. And I like this way of teaching the kid being independent, because you never know. You are not going to be there forever. Anytime you can go. How is your kid going to do it herself? Let the kid learn from the early age how to handle things, how to handle situation, and how to navigate life. So that's one of the things I like about raising a kid in Deutschland. And also one of the things is less social media or less screen. We don't watch more television when she's around. We only watch television when, before she goes to bed, she watches a certain time, a certain program for a few minutes before she goes to bed. Because I know back at home in Namibia, some kids have even television in there, maybe also in Deutschland, but it's not so common. Most parents try to avoid their kids not be consuming screen time or something like that. And I find this really, really very, very important, because consuming social media screen time can lead to a kid going on social media. Ending up on social media means kids gonna be consuming a lot of hate that goes through social media and all those things. That's not good for their health, for their mental health. Just try to avoid as soon as possible that the kid doesn't consume so much television. Try something like books. We introduced a book at the early age. Up to now, she is more into books, and I'm so happy we are continuing with that, because when you were at home, back in Namibia, the kids, the neighbors, kid were asking, you don't have a tablet or you don't have a cell phone? I was like, she doesn't have all those things. She don't need all those things, but we have a lot of games in which you can play and a lot of books. That's more important than just being on social media. And I also remember last year, mother of her best friend, we were talking about cell phones and kids and all those things, and she was like, I don't think I'm gonna let my daughter have a cell phone until she's 17. And I was like, okay, crossing finger for you. Yeah, but it is good that the kid doesn't really consume social media. I am against social media and kids, so books is very, very important. And if you can do that, just try to incorporate books with your kid, or just be creative. Go get more things to do with her. Just go outside and for a walk and all those things that really also help to just to make the kid be active. And one thing I also learned is the love for animals. Kids here are being taught to go to the zoo at an early age. Also, it's just a visit to a zoo, getting to know the animal, petting the animal, different kind of animals, small zoos, big zoos, and all those, and get this feeling of animals, how animals are. Animals are not just things that we eat or our food, but they also, animals are also, how can I say, there are also creatures that we can also respect, we can love, and all those things. I am one of the person who's so scared of spiders. Coming to Deutschland, I didn't know that there's a lot of spiders. I swear there's a lot of spiders in Deutschland, in Namibia. Or maybe there's, I don't know. I have a feeling here's more spider. I know we come from Namibia where there's a lot, but I don't see them more often like I see them here, especially in spring and summer. Inside the house, there's a lot of spider, and I'm so scared of. I used to be so scared of it. Even the little one took, I think she took over from me. I would scream when I see a spider, and then my husband would come and take it away or move it away. And my daughter also pick it up. Maybe she got it for sure from me, because the way she would go in the bathroom and see a spider, she would scream loud for someone to pick it up, to take the spider away from her. And with time by, my husband introduced this way of, instead of letting her scream and run away from spider, he will pick the small spider and give it to her in her palm, just to show her that it doesn't bite. Just put it in your hand. It doesn't bite, doesn't do anything bad, just for her to experience that the spider is not as dangerous as she thinks. But for me, I think it's just a phobia. And then she got a little bit, she loosened up with her fear. She scared, but it's not like the way she was back then. And then one day, we were just the two of us at home, and there was a spider in the bathroom, and she was like, "Mom, there's a spider, come and take it out." And I was like, okay, I don't want to show my fear to her, because I don't want to give that to her. And I was like, yeah, I can do that, but I don't want to touch it. Maybe I can take the vacuum cleaner and vacuum it, so that I can vacuum it out of the way. She was like, no, don't vacuum it. If you're gonna vacuum it, it's gonna die. Unless you vacuum it, you bring the vacuum cleaner outside and let it go. And I was like, wow. She had this thought of like, don't kill it, also need to go outside. And I was like, okay, let me take a feather and then let it grow on a feather, and then I brought it outside. And it was like, yeah, that's much better. And that's when I read one of the things, I realized, oh wow, she really cares about this small animal or small insect. Don't kill it. Instead of killing it, bringing it outside. That's one other thing that made me realize, wow, okay, she's a different person. And also, sometimes when we go for a walk, she'll make sure, or even for a bicycle drive, she'll be like, "Mom, drive carefully, there's snails or something like this, a snail on the way, don't kill them." Those things, I did not grow up like that. I don't know, maybe it's her own kind of, I don't know if I can call it that's how she is, or is it something that she got from here. For us, seeing something like that, you'll be like, I don't want to see it, I'm gonna get rid of it. But for her, it's like, no, don't do it, don't kill it, be careful, walk on the side, there's a snail, or sometimes she take a snail, put it on her hands, or one time she even took snails in her bedroom, put it in in a container with sand and so on. And I was like, no, that's too much. But they need their own freedom and all those things. She had a soft spot for animals. I also went to Namibia. I think that was when she was 5 years old. And we went to visit one of my cousins at the village. And my cousin was so kind of her. She gave her a chicken. I know we had also had chicken at one point where we put the eggs in a brewing machine, the machine that makes chicken, and then the eggs that turn the chicken. Brewing machine that you put in the eggs and then they come the baby chicken. We had that one time, and she was so happy when they came out. It was in spring. She was playing with them. She really loved. She loved those chickens. She gotten used to them, and I think she was in love with the chicken. And when we went home, we were visiting my cousin at my uncle's place, and yeah, my cousin gave her a big chicken. She was so happy to have the chicken. She was even holding it and petting it and all those things. And my cousin was so impressed. I was like, wow, we love animals. Some of the kids will be running away. That's what my cousin said. I was like, yeah, she's gotten used to. She don't have a really big problem with animals, and she loved them. She was so happy with this chicken. We took the chicken with us back at home at my mom's place, and we kept the chicken outside in a cage, and then later on in the evening, she was video calling with her father, telling her, I got to visit the auntie, and then she gave me chicken. The chicken is outside, we're gonna keep it. And I didn't tell her any plan that the chicken's gonna be killed or something like that. And then the next day, my mom's helper came. She normally comes very early at 7 when I was still in bed. And then she came and killed the chicken and then removed the feather. And then she put the chicken in the sink, in the kitchen. And then she came out of the room in the kitchen. My mom's helper was in the kitchen. And then mom's helper showed her the chicken, saying, yeah, look at the chicken, your chicken. I killed it. I'm gonna cook it for you, and you're gonna eat it. The way she rushed out of the chicken crying, running to me. She was like, Mom, the chicken is killed. I didn't want it to be killed. Why did you kill it? I'm not gonna eat it. And she was like, what? I was so afraid because I was not expecting that. I was so shocked because I did not expect that. I came in the kitchen and asked what happened. And my mom's helper explained to me what happened, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. And I tried to explain to her, I'm sorry, she did not know that's going to be killed and so on. And the mom's helper also tried to give her comfort and say, sorry, that is not going to happen again. She did not mean it in a bad way and all those things, because for her, I think she thought that she's going to have this chicken and take care of it like we did here with those chicken that we grew. And then later on in the evening, she was video calling with her father. And then she told the father that my auntie, my mom's helper, killed my chicken, so I'm not happy with it and all those things. Then the father also tried to explain how different it is back at home, the chicken, and how it is here with the chicken. It's totally different. But and then what good is the auntie, my mom's helper, promised to give her another chicken, and she gave her the chicken, another chicken, which was so happy, and we left the chicken at home, and I'm sure it was eaten, and that part she did not get. And up to now, I will never forget this story. Even my mom's helper will always talk about this story. Wow, the way she was freaking out for her, she never thought that she would react like that she will cry for a chicken and she's gonna not eat it or no. Those are the difference which they experience, and up to now for them it's something like a wow. And it's like, oh, it's totally the opposite where I come from. I could have been happy getting a chicken. Yes, I'm gonna eat it. And she killed it. But for her, it is the opposite. So those are some of the things that I have learned as cultural difference growing up back home in Namibia, and also raising a kid here in Deutschland. So that's it. Share with me in the comment section which one you find good and how is your experience in different cultures or in different regions where you live with raising a kid. And yeah, just want to say thank you very much again to my new subscriber for subscribing, and to all those who have commented. I see you and I see the love from different part of the world. I do appreciate you, and to come back next week again. As like I said, I do post every week a new video, so to come back next week again, probably talk about something else. And if you have an idea what should I talk about, what should I share, just write me in the comment section. I would do appreciate it. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, guys. Please do subscribe. Help me reach 150 subscribers. That's my new target, and with you I'll definitely achieve that. And with that, I'm gonna say cheers, bazeni, goodbye, auf Wiedersehen.